Look at yourself, not the version you pretend to be online, the real one, behind closed doors, just you and the mirror. And ask yourself, is this the man you once dreamed of becoming? You say you want to be dangerous, respected, unstoppable. You speak in absolutes. I'm locked in. This is my year. No more wasting time. But behind the words is a life filled with excuses, half-finished goals, and a long trail of broken promises. You've become everything you used to fear: average, undisciplined, forgotten. You feel it, don't you? That quiet disappointment that creeps in when the room goes silent. The sting of knowing your days blur together, not because you're grinding, but because you're stalling. You wake up late. You scroll, you snack, you escape. You talk like a man with purpose, but live like a man avoiding it. Your body's soft. Your habits are sloppy. Your mind is cluttered with noise, validation, comfort, distraction. And still, you dare to dream of greatness? If your younger self saw who you are today, would he smile with pride or flinch in shame? The worst part isn't that you're stuck, it's that you've normalized it. You no longer hate the mediocrity, you've adopted it as your identity. You used to fear being invisible. Now, you are, and it barely bothers you. But here's the brutal truth most will never tell you. You're not almost there. You're not on the edge of something great. You are so far off the path, it would take a miracle to become the man you claim you want to be. But miracles don't happen. Metamorphosis does. And metamorphosis isn't pretty. It's violent. It's raw. It's the total death of who you are now. Because the version of you that keeps waiting for motivation, he has to die. The one who sleeps through his alarm. The one who cheats his workouts. The one who says, I'll start Monday. Kill him. He is the weight dragging you under. And no one becomes unrecognizable by carrying their past self on their back. Real change doesn't start with vision boards and new playlists. It starts with a funeral, your own. So here's your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now you either walk into the fire and burn the weak parts off, or you stay exactly who you are forever. But just know this, if you choose comfort one more time, you don't get to pretend you're chasing greatness, because greatness doesn't come to the man you wish to be. It comes to the man no one, not even he himself, recognizes anymore. You don't become unrecognizable by adding. You become unrecognizable by erasing, not by stacking new habits, but by slicing away everything that's weak, fake, and fragile. This isn't reinvention. This is execution. And the target is you. You've been lied to. They told you growth was peaceful, that you could stay yourself and just improve slowly, like changing clothes. But becoming powerful? It's not clean. It's brutal, ugly, violent, because the version of you who's stuck won't let go without a fight. Every trait you hate in yourself. It's comfortable now. It's familiar. That laziness you justify with, I'll start tomorrow. It's become your identity. That voice that says, just one more scroll. It's not your friend. It's the leash keeping you average. That fake humility, the one that says, I'm doing okay, when you know you're wasting your life. It's killing you silently. And worse, you're letting it. You cling to these pieces of yourself like they matter. But they're the exact reasons you're not moving. You think they're part of your personality. They're not. They're part of your prison. And the longer you protect them, the longer you delay your evolution. Because here's the truth. You can't drag the old you into the future you want. He doesn't survive there. You want to keep your vices and become disciplined? You want to keep your comfort and become powerful? You want to keep your distractions and still build an empire? It doesn't work like that. Something has to die. And deep down, you already know what it is. This isn't transformation. This is warfare. You're at war with the version of you that wants to stay safe. Stay small, stay liked. But safety is not your path. Comfort is not your destiny. You will not rise until you make a decision, a final one. That the boy who broke his own promises, the one who begged for shortcuts, who ran from pain, is gone. Not slowly, permanently. You don't manage weakness, you eliminate it. You don't heal procrastination, you starve it. You don't negotiate with your excuses, you silence them. This is not gentle, this is a sacrifice. Because the man you want to become, he is built on ashes. He is not a slight upgrade, he is a replacement. Every day you hesitate to kill the old you, you delay meeting the one who's capable of everything. The world doesn't reward the one who tries hard, it rewards the one who changed hard, who cut deeper, who walked into the fire and didn't flinch, who let the weaker version of himself burn and didn't look back. This is the moment. Draw the line. The soft version of you dies here. The excuse maker, the people pleaser, the dreamer who never moved. Let him go. Let the old you scream. Let him panic. Let him fight. But don't you dare answer. You want to become unrecognizable? Then stop trying to change and start trying to end. Because rebirth only happens after the execution. So what now? You've killed the old you, buried him in silence. Now what? You build something terrifying in his place. But not through motivation, not through some perfect morning routine. You build through war, a war of 3 phases, each more brutal than the last. And if you survive all 3, you won't just change, you'll become unrecognizable. Forget balance, forget aesthetics, forget all the pretty lies they sell you about success. This process isn't meant to feel good. It's meant to break you down and rebuild you harder. What comes next will demand everything, your time, your mind, your comfort, even your identity. Because becoming him, he has a blueprint, but most can't follow it because it hurts too much. Will you? Phase 1, isolation. Cut the world off, not as a tactic, not as some productivity hack, as a declaration of war. You vanish. No more posting for applause, no more checking who's watching, no more chasing likes to feel seen. You're done performing for people who don't even matter. This isn't for them. This part is sacred. No one gets access to the early stages of your rebirth. No one gets to witness the chaos you walked through. They don't deserve to. Because this isn't about being seen. It's about becoming undeniable. Let them ask where you went. Let them wonder. Let them scroll through your page, looking for signs you're still around, and find nothing but dust. Your silence becomes a pressure chamber. The absence becomes tension. Your ghost phase? That's your grind phase. No more group chats filled with gossip and dead ambition. No more fake support systems that drain your fire. No more late-night doom-scrolling sessions that end in regret. You cut it all. You unplug. You pull away. You shrink your world down to one thing, just you, your demons, and the work. The ugly, boring, painful work no one claps for. The work that turns noise into focus. The work that sharpens your edges while the world softens. And here's what they don't tell you. When you disappear from the world, you finally start hearing yourself. No more borrowed voices, no more second guessing, just the truth. Raw, brutal, undeniable. And in that silence, you recode. You start waking up hungrier, your eyes get colder, your movements more precise. You stop explaining yourself. You stop needing permission. You stop craving company in places meant to be walked alone. You become sharper, darker, more lethal. You start becoming dangerous. Not loud, not flashy, just locked in, unstoppable. And the best part? No one sees it coming. The noise is gone. The world is quiet. The old distractions dead. Now comes the real work. You design, not another goal, not another to-do list, not another recycled morning routine from a podcast. You design a new identity, not who you are, who you were meant to become. And you go deep, ruthless, precise, surgical. Who is he? What time does he wake up? No more around 7-ish. Exact. What does he eat? How does he train? Like every rep is a vow to never be weak again. How does he respond to pain? To loss? To betrayal? He doesn't flinch, he calculates. He doesn't panic, he executes. What does he absolutely refuse to tolerate? Mediocrity, excuses. The old version of you trying to crawl back in? You design this man down to the last breath, his posture, his pace, his internal dialogue when the pressure hits. He doesn't hope, he decides. He doesn't talk, he proves. Now give him a name. Yes, a name. Because names carry power. Names create distance. They mark the death of the old you and the birth of something monstrous. This isn't just some better version of you. This is a weaponized version of you. Call him what you want, but once he's named, you owe him your actions. And now, live like him, not someday, not when you feel ready, not once things calm down. Now, walk like him, talk like him, train like him, even if it feels fake, even if it burns, even if your body shakes. It's not fake. It's instructional. You're not acting. You're installing. You're carving the new code in stone, one painful repetition at a time. This is how you overwrite your past, not with affirmations, not with journaling, with repetition, with pressure, with embodiment. Because eventually, that identity you once had to force, it becomes automatic. It becomes real. It becomes you. And the man you used to be. Just a ghost. Just a lesson. Just a name you don't answer to anymore. And now comes the part where most men break, not because it's hard, but because it's quiet. The execution. This is where the talk dies, where ambition meets resistance, where the high of a new beginning fades, and only the grind remains. No dopamine, no likes, no, you got this, bro. Just you, and the dirt, and the demand. Wake up before the sun, not because it's trendy, because it's necessary. Train until your lungs burn. Read until your brain screams. Write, execute, and do it all without saying a word. No updates, no status checks. No one even needs to know what you're doing. Because it's not for them, it's for alignment. You don't need motivation anymore. You've got standards now. You don't talk about your goals. You walk like they're already done, even on days when you feel like nothing. Distractions, gone, eliminated. You treat them like poison, not guilty pleasures, not one last scroll. Poison. The shows, the parties, the aimless convos. You kill them all. Why? Because they cost you too much. Because they weaken the signal. Because every time you indulge, you teach your mind that soft is still an option. And you've buried soft. Now, you hold yourself like a soldier. Not some days, every day. Feet planted, chin up, eyes locked. No whining, no waiting, no wavering. This is the phase where 99% quit. They say they want it, but they fold when the world stops clapping. Because they were chasing validation. You're chasing war. You don't need noise. You've got purpose. You don't chase approval. You chase pressure. Because now you know, every lonely hour, every unseen rep, every day you bleed into the process and no one notices, is making you unrecognizable. They won't understand what happened. They'll think it was sudden. They'll call it luck. They'll call it gifted. But you'll know the truth. It was execution. Relentless. Ruthless, repeated, and it was done in the dark. You used to think success was about adding more books, more knowledge, more hacks. But now you see it. The man who becomes unstoppable isn't the one who adds more. He's the one who removes everything that makes him weak. He subtracts, he sharpens, he suffers by choice. And when you do that long enough, you stop chasing identity. You become it. And people start asking, what's gotten into you? Where have you been? You okay, bro? They can feel it. Your energy hits before your words do. Your presence shifts the air in the room. You move different. You see different. And deep down, they know. You're not like them anymore. Because they paused. And you built. They escaped. You executed. Disappear from the noise. Design the new you with intent. And execute with rage. Not for applause. Not for validation. For the man staring back in the mirror. Because day by day, you'll start to notice he's not the same. His eyes are colder, his shoulders heavier, his silence louder. And eventually, the old you, he won't recognize you. And that's the point. At the start, no one notices. You vanish. Go quiet. They think you're just in a phase. They laugh, they forget, until you return. And when you do, everything changes. You walk into a room, and the energy shifts. No words, no announcement, just presence. Because now, you carry something they don't. Not muscles, not status, not even success. You carry conviction, earned in silence, forged in pain. And people feel it. They don't know what you did, but they know something's different. Your old friends look at you with confusion. They squint like they're trying to remember someone they used to know. They hesitate to joke the way they used to, because suddenly, it doesn't feel safe anymore. Your energy's sharper now, more still, more focused, and people sense it, like a storm just outside the room. They try to ask you what changed. But how do you explain months of pain, solitude, and discipline to someone who never made it through day one? You used to chase approval. Now, people chase yours. Not because you're famous, but because they can feel what you've become. You don't smile as much. You don't fill the silence with noise. You just exist. And that alone commands more respect than anything you've ever said. You start noticing things. The way people listen when you speak now, the way they step aside when you walk, the way they try to mimic your movements, even if they don't realize they're doing it. Because when a man is fully aligned, he doesn't need to speak to be heard. But the real shift isn't how they look at you. It's how you look at yourself. You start walking past mirrors and not recognizing the man staring back. Your body holds discipline now. Your eyes hold fire. The things that used to tempt you, you don't even flinch. The people who used to mock you, you barely remember their names. And the goals that once felt massive, now you look at them and think, that's it? Because something terrifying has awakened. Not arrogance, not ego, but certainty. This is the moment you feel it. Power, not the fake kind. Not ego, not loudness, not look at me status. Real power. You don't need anyone's praise. You already have your proof. This is the reward for going ghost, for building in the shadows, for killing the old you and surviving the fire. You've become unignorable. And now, when you walk into a room, people don't just see you. They feel you. Because you no longer move through the world wondering if you matter. You know you do. And the world has no choice but to respond.